Superior leadership is often manifested by someone who defines a message, hammers and hones it into shape, gets internal buy-in, and then exports it to those needing to hear it. A few weeks ago, I was linked to such a message. It happened to be written by a much respected acquaintance, Greg Sankey, Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. Greg and I met some 15 or 20 years ago, even before he joined the SEC as an assistant commissioner. Over the years, we have had breakfast in Birmingham, Alabama, and have stayed in touch with each other. Greg's message, as presented in an SEC press release, had to do with conference football officiating. I assumed from the timing of it that the heat had been turned up on that staff as it has on most other staffs, pro, college, high school, and even youth. We are working in a large kitchen with the stove locked on high heat. Greg's presentation has a number of elements, but space limits me to share just a few with you as they were written. 4 main themes came through to me: that officiating matters, but that it is not perfectible, that there are defined systems in place to ensure officiating accountability, that conference members are expected to abide by the rules they themselves adopted as those rules relate to communications and commentary about officiating, and that the conference is investing in its officiating product. Each of the themes states a respective responsibility. In brief then, the Southeastern Conference is entrusted with supporting an officiating program that is responsible for calling the games of our member schools. We take this duty most seriously. We view perfection as our desired goal, while also understanding it will always be an elusive standard in a game filled with surprises. But mistakes occur, and when errors happen, the next questions are, what happens now, and where is the accountability? SEC officials are held accountable for the overall body of their work and the work of their officiating crew, which is reviewed on a weekly basis throughout the season and on an annual basis. Ongoing performance evaluations are used to determine game assignments, postseason assignments, compensation levels, and ultimately, whether an official is invited to return the following season. Note here in parentheses, at this point, there is a hyperlink that takes the reader to a summary of the components of the annual officiating evaluation process as used by the SEC. In addition, during the season, officials' assignments may be altered based on in-season performance. By protocol, the SEC does not publicly announce these assignment changes. SEC bylaws require that coaches and administrators refrain from public criticism of officials, as well as making public comments about any specific communications with the conference office related to officiating. Although the conference office does not publicly communicate about personnel actions and school personnel are restricted in their comments about officiating, we did decide in the off-season to be more intentional in communicating other matters about the officiating process. And here in parentheses, Greg bullet points investment in such things as a new website devoted to conference officiating, a new Twitter account to educate and inform, but not to tweet about individual calls, adding a former official to the SEC studio for game day analysis, episodes aired on the SEC network about officiating. Taken in full, it is a statement with a clear mission. Inform the reader of how vital officiating is, and then what is expected from stakeholders regarding their conduct towards the game and toward officiating. Perfection in officiating is a desired goal, yet when it comes through clearly is a pragmatic understanding of not only the elusiveness of such, but in some measure of the absurdity of the quest. Greg gets both my thumbs raised up for his candor and his clarity. Thank you.